It's Tuesday, so it's time for another Money Matters segment. With inflation and the increasing cost of college tuition, it's never too early to prepare when you are a parent. Today, our financial expert, Ernest Burley, is here to talk about why you might want to consider an IRA for your child. Ernest, thank you so much for coming to our studio yet again.
Thank you for having me.
So first, talk a little bit about what is an IRA, and first, can a child even sign up for one?
Well, an IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. And yes, a child, well, yes and no. So a child is a minor, so a child can't sign up for one him or herself, but an adult can do that for the child.
And when can parents start creating that IRA? I imagine you want to do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, so there's no age minimum requirement or anything like that, but the child has to have earned income. So it needs to be something reasonable as to where this child has some earned income, because you can't have an IRA or contribute to an IRA without earned income. So you can't have a one-year-old having an IRA for the most part unless they have some type of earned income some kind of way, right?
So if a teen has a part-time job at, say, Six Flags, that parent could say, hey, let's get you an IRA.
Right, or even 10 or 12 years old, like my little ones, they come work in the office, I put them on payroll, have them doing some shredding or filing or something of that nature. It could even be younger than 15 or 16.
And can you talk about maybe an IRA versus a Roth IRA and the differences?
Okay, so IRA, you have traditional IRA and Roth IRA. The big benefit of the Roth IRA is the growth on it is tax-free as long as it's held 5 years and until age 59 and a half. So imagine a child, 10, 12, 13 years old starting one and having it grow from here to here over like 50 years. The growth on it is tax-free as long as they've held it for 5 years and until age 59 and a half. It is a huge benefit for a child.
Oh my goodness, that's such a huge benefit. And why is that so important to have and start early on it?
Because of compound interest. Time is the best friend of compound interest. So the longer you have to grow your money, the more potential you have for it to be bigger as opposed to smaller, right? You don't want to wait until you're 40 or 50. The earlier you start, the less money you really have to put away because of the compound interest potential.
Okay. So a lot of parents are considering how they're using their money, whether they're putting it in an investment account for college or, looking at an IRA if their kid has a part-time job or something. So what's the best avenue for a parent to go to?
Well, it depends on what the purpose of the money is. So that's the first thing. When someone comes to me with money, what's the purpose of it? What's their risk tolerance? And, how long before they need to use it? So if the purpose of the money is for college, then yes, it should go into a 529 plan or something of that nature, not into a Roth IRA. If it's for long-term growth for their retirement, then yes, the Roth IRA. It depends on the purpose of the money.
So parents really need to sit down and think about how we're going to use this money.
Exactly.
And I've heard this saying, blue chip investment. What exactly is that?
A blue chip company or a blue chip investment is, blue chip companies are basically companies that are considered like more safe. They're safer investments because they're leaders in their industry. And they also normally have a long track record of financial stability. So that makes them a safer investment, quote unquote, but it's still an investment, so it's still risk involved with it.
Okay. So I guess like a fashion company to invest in, that might not be considered blue chip.
Well, it depends on the fashion company.
Okay.
So blue chip, it depends on if they're a leader in their industry, that's the leader in their industry and a long track record of financial stability. Those are like the two key components of a blue chip company or a blue chip mutual fund that has several blue chip companies in it.
And when you're talking to clients, what is their concern when it comes to their child and their future money?
Yeah, a lot. I talked to some children or parents today, and they're concerned about having enough later on down the line. Some people haven't saved, people in their 30, 40, 50 years old. So they're concerned, okay, am I going to have enough to retire on? Or if you're talking about for their children, how am I going to send my children through school? That's a big one, right? A lot of people don't have like $1,000 a month or $500 to put away, but you can put away a small amount. That's better than nothing, right? Something is better than goose eggs.
Okay. And is there a minimum to opening up an IRA?
There's no minimum by the IRS, but a lot of investment companies do have a minimum of like $500 or $1,000. But they do have a little loophole. So if you set up an AIP, an automatic investment plan, a lot of these companies will let you start with as little as $25 or $50 a month if you have it deducted from your account every month consistently.
But I guess that's still kind of hard if you're a parent who is strapped on finances.
Exactly. So you have to look at your total financial situation and see what's best for you.
Okay. Well, Mr. Burley, thank you so much for joining us again on our studio.
Thank you.
And individuals should contact their own financial professional and attorneys to help answer questions about specific situations or needs before taking any action based on this information.